And hello, welcome into It's a Crit. My name is CJ, I'm the DM here. My head is being cut off a little bit by the camera, but we're fine now. With me today is my good playing party of friends, Nedy here on the side, Chris on the bottom, and Aaron in the other corner on the bottom. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
That was the weakest
Hello.
and saddest hello of my life. I am big depresso now. I'm so sad.
Hello there!
Oh my
Well,
god!
glad to be here.
Wow, you're obnoxious. Is that what I sound like?
At least the first one was genuine.
Oh.
I don't know, CJ.
Someone-
Hello and welcome to It's a Crit.
I say and hello, I'll have you know. I always start with the preposition.
And hello.
I always start with the
I am
preposition
so sorry.
because you know it's grammatically incorrect and it's gonna bother a lot of people. Anyway,
Hello and
this is Into Anterium, our persistent campaign on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Well, these three adventurers have all found themselves in very interesting situations, and by that I mean mostly Allie was arrested last we left off for an unknown reason, or a reason unknown to her. Buckshot is following along closely behind her, and
Buckshot, really?
Chris, fix it.
I am so disappointed.
Hey, you know, if you are interested in the Feywild and you want to follow a short story campaign that isn't quite as long-standing as this one, it's easy to catch up to. Check out Feywild Follies on YouTube. Yes. So, hello, Fetid Job. Oh.
Nope.
No?
We
Bye.
are on it.
Oh.
Account.
Oh, what's going on? I'm not sure. Cool. Well, anyway, so party, you guys are arrested. You guys are moving forward. You're trying to figure out, well, Friggs, I don't really remember what you were doing, Friggs.
Thank you, Butters.
I was walking
I
with
could not do
Reflow
that.
to talk to the count.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so you can definitely walk as well to talk to the count. So yeah,
No, it's all good.
all right. So I
accidentally
am.
clicked something wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you know, definitely, what are you doing here, Allie? Because that's where you should.
I was not doing anything. I didn't do anything.
You're just gonna roll with the
What?
punches. I see.
What?
You're being dragged. You're being taken
Well,
gently
excuse me, I'm
by
not being
Hidebreaker.
dragged.
You're being
Yeah.
you're being taken gently by Hidebreaker. You know, to the
Yep.
Well, so I guess I'm.
I'm going to look. By the way, while walking, I'm going to look through. Since Fixit is holding Nox now, I'm going to look through Nox's eyes, so that I at least can see.
At least you can see.
Yeah, I can
More or
see
less.
better where I'm going.
Yeah, there you go. A little, well, more or less, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once I kind of like scoped out the where we're going, and I know what's to come, I'm gonna snap out of it again.
Okay.
I don't even know why you are doing this, by the way. I just kind of like.
Hidebreaker's
too loud, just
Hidebreaker's
something
gonna kind of like shake you gently and just be like, "Don't talk. You'll make it worse for yourself."
What even?
Allie, please. So, Chris, you know, Fixit is walking, you know, not too far behind. I'm assuming.
yeah.
Hidebreaker and Allie, with, you know, Nox is on your shoulder. So I guess what I just wanna know, because I'm kind of worried about her, but that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. Friggs, what are you doing then? Since you're the only one. I mean, you're on your way as well, but are you just are you just gonna go straight behind them, straight there?
Reflow said I can have an audience with the count before all the shit with Allie happens.
The count is dead.
That's what
Right.
I meant. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely try to talk to our friend here. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we can probably do that. That'll work.
I mean, she was at least gonna try to get him to get an audience with the Duke before
Yes. Yeah.
things go bad. Why don't we see how that goes? Because I don't feel confident in how my side of the story is going.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
'cause
you
mine's
guys,
gonna go so much better.
so you guys will go up to the gate. Or you'll get up to the gate. You know, Allie, seeing yourself walking up to the gate from behind. Definitely a strange magic indeed. Yeah. So you guys will arrive at what is the main gate of the keep. Okay. Let's see. Where are your little token people? And throw you guys over here for
The
fun.
corners. Oh god. Oh,
Whee!
where are you? There we are.
It'll
Perfect.
fly in fabulously.
All right. So anyway, great. So you guys are being taken. Well, you were being taken. You arrive at the gates anyway. Now that we're finally here, you arrive at the gates.
Yeah.
You can see that there are indeed quite a few guards outside, up on the walls as well. You see people with crossbows and bows, spears down here on the ground. There are also a couple other knights that look more heavily armored. Fix-It and Caligo. Fix-It and Friggs. You guys
Caligo's
recognize.
not wrong.
Yeah, technically. You guys recognize the knights because you've seen them before.
I wonder in what situation.
Some of us have been up close and personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ali also has no clue about that.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's so funny that she's the one getting arrested.
And
Yep.
those guys are big.
Yeah, they're pretty big. They have helmets that cover their entire faces. The helmets are almost like tube-like. They go extremely higher than a head would. It's kind of funny, but it does cover their faces completely.
Okay.
But yes, they are also standing out there. Just by looking at, you can see by the legs, a lot of them are Leonin, perhaps Tabaxi. They have the retrograde legs that go, you know. And they all sort of see you walk up, and they're all standing there. The couple guards, the few guards that are that seem different than the Port Gadgerton guards, are sort of standing off to the side a little bit, just talking amongst themselves. But they kind of look over to you guys in your direction
Right.
for a few moments, and then just continue to talk to themselves. But you'll hear one of the Port Gadgerton guards. Halt! State your business. Hidebreaker will just be quiet for a minute. He's like, "Oh, it's me. Oh,
Oh my god, I love it so much.
And yeah, so he perfect. He sort of just looks around. He's like, well, I have a visitor for the Duke under his order. And the guards
How
just,
far behind them are me and Wheatflow?
you and Wheatflow, well, I mean, you were probably
We stayed behind to talk for a minute, but I don't know if we're like super far behind.
So you're a
or...
minute behind.
If anyone can get you out of this, it's me. You know that,
I'm
right?
just saying. I'm sorry. Can't help it. You asked. I just had to be a smartass about it. Okay, I can't help it.
Be a little bit shame. I'll go turn around and walk back.
Well, now I can't see anymore what's happening in front of me.
Oh yeah, so you turn around and
He
you
knocks away.
see it, yeah. Okay, let's go through these real fast, since we also have those lists stored up. So thank you, Booyah. We'll hydrate, and we'll definitely check our postures. Thank you as well.
Well, at least I won't die
Butternut.
dehydrated.
That's good. We still won't be cursing for a little while. Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so Allie, you'll have advantage on your roll.
Uh-huh.
when we need it.
Either to get out of there or to save
Yeah,
something.
basically.
So please, Nedy, no sarcasm. CG will take it as deception.
I'll have you know. All right. Okay, so the guards are there. They're looking at you. They're looking at Hidebreaker. Hidebreaker's looking at them. It's just a bunch of looking at each other until eventually Friggs and the captain walk up. Step aside. We have business with the Duke. She flashes her badge, and they just step to the side. Yes, ma'am. Headbreaker's like, yeah. just continues to pull Allie towards towards the keep. You guys enter towards the keep. The main entrance is indeed like basically right in front in the center of the building. The building is oddly shaped. You see a small, or there's like a piece of it kind of juts off to the side. Anyway, the point is there's also like a little path that kind of goes around the back and also the front. There's two different paths for carriages, it seems. They lead you towards the front entrance.
I'm assuming there's no sign of that big fucking cart.
When Nox had seen it, he had stated that it went around the back, so you wouldn't see it from here.
Cool.
But seeing as there is a path here, I mean, you can assume that would probably follow that one to the back instead.
Don't think I forgot about that.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're gonna see what there was in a minute at some point. I have a really bad feeling about that.
Yeah.
And that would be incredibly ironic and fucking hilarious. Was right about what I think it might be.
Yeah. Cool stuff. So,
So
basically.
fix it. Wait. So
go ahead.
fix it. Turn around and to walk back, but like you turn around again when you met Friggs, or I just want to know if Nox is if I can see shit or not.
Well, technically, you still can see, but he's just turned away.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Let me rephrase that. I want to know if I look at if I can see in the right direction again, or if I still am seeing God knows what. Possibly your face up close. And like when your parents try to like take a picture and they accidentally turn.
Yeah, I'm facing towards the keep again.
That poor owl. He's been used as a microphone, now he's a camera. Oh my god.
Yep. This is my party, you guys. I don't.
Oh, cool. I can see some shit. Okay, alright, cool.
I don't know what to do with them.
You know, I never even handled on all fours. I'm holding my sides.
And that worked.
Just like you would hold a duck, just like.
Yeah, I mean that's the way you hold like the wings so that they can't. So it's okay. Yeah, it works.
Welcome to It's a Crit, where we give you duck holding advice.
Okay.
Gently like a hamburger.
All right. Speaking of hamburgers, let's get right to the meat of the situation. So here we go.
Oh
So-
my god! I hate how much I love that segue.
Yes, that was so amazing and awful at the same time.
So the group
Oh,
of 5 of you are walking towards the main door. Now,
let's get this squared.
before you guys had thought that that the doorway into the Golden Mantles Guild was extravagant, which it was, and it is, because of the money that they are able to make. Just kidding. I guess we're gonna hydrate again. Thanks, Booyah. I'm not trying to tell a story. No, I'm just
Is
kidding.
there gonna be another giant ass gold door?
No,
Because that would be the third one we had, and like.
that's a fair point. Hey,
Spice.
they really like their gold. Make sure you hydrate. Thank you, Booyah. Okay. So it's not golden. No. It's a giant wooden door embroidered with like a bluish like a bluish gray kind of metal. It had like the rivets in the door are all with these strange looking. It's like silvery, but it has like a blue hint in it when you're looking at it in certain angles. But yep, this is indeed a busy day, because in front of the doorways, you see what appears to be a third party, I want to say. Because you see the guards there are guards all around. There are port gadgeting guards everywhere. Attendants, so a couple attendants near the doorways ready to let people in. Royal servants essentially. And then there's also the guards, the Assalian Royal Guard is what they had declared themselves previously. Well, that's what, yeah, you could see a couple of those guys with the same helmets again on the well, here, I guess I could just show you tokens. There's a couple hanging out. There's a group over here. There's a group over here. So they're hanging out outside the doors as well. And there's a third party with a blue and yellow banner. Just kind of sitting out there. A couple guys with horses, and they're just hanging out outside the doors. There appear to be, and those two parties look like they're not together. They're separate. There's these Royal Guard looking guys are on one side, and then on the other side there's that banner holding knight, heavily clad in like a silver armor, just sitting on a horse with a couple other knights around him.
What color?
What's on the banner?
Sorry, what color was the banner when I was doing my escape?
It's the same banner.
Okay.
Oh.
Blue and yellow.
Oh, fun.
Blue and yellow. Yes.
Oh.
And I did hear they say something about they were supposed to be paid off, or they thought they were paid off.
Yeah, that's what you heard from the bandits that had captured you. Yes. So all these parties are stationed outside. You guys approach the main doors, and as you guys are walking towards that main door, the wood looks a little ill-kept if you look at it up close. From far away, it's beautiful, but it's not well maintained right here. Right as you're approaching it, it's odd.
Odd indeed.
One of the attendants looks to you guys and kind of sees you guys approaching and very slowly begins to open the door. Captain Wheatflow tries to whisper, or like, under her breath says to you, Freggs, "I'll do my best to try to get the Duke on his alone, but it seems that we're not the only ones here for an audience."
Duly noted. I'll whisper back and try to be as subtle as I can. Those other two, or that other group of people with the banner, they're
He looks over to where you're pointing.
How do I say this? They are probably not to be trusted. But we can discuss that after we deal with Allie. That's
she shoots you a look. She's all, "What do you mean? Those are members of the Golden Mantles Guild. That's the banner." And she kind of like points towards the golden dome. Towards the. She points outside, like towards the wall, basically, but like where the Golden Mantles Guild is. You can see the golden dome from here, even over the walls. And
oh, that is bigger than I thought.
So the Golden Mantle's colors are blue and yellow. Surely you remember that from Emron, who was running around with you.
Yeah, and you said these are the same people that I saw a couple days earlier.
Friggs does remember the banner. It looks the same. It's a long banner, no images. It's just two colors, just blue and yellow. One thick line and two thin lines.
I never got a good look at the people.
But they were wearing silver armor.
Okay. I can explain later, but first things first, Allie's innocent and it needs to be.
Okay.
Proven.
You know, I still don't know what's going on. Oh, what this is about.
Am I next to Allie?
I don't know. I mean, I assume we're all like.
So
bundled up.
Wheat Flow definitely would have stepped ahead of the group at this point, seeing as she's the one that had to lead everyone in. You know,
And I'm, like,
Hidebreaker's
right on her
close enough
coattails.
behind, 10, 15 feet, you know, following.
So we're kind of whispering to each other.
Okay. All right. You guys enter. The hall is grandiose as expected. This foyer essentially is extremely high ceilinged. There's chandeliers all about.
I'm gonna, once we're inside, you said her hands are like behind her back and then he's holding her by like basically by her wrists.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and like tap his wrist to get Hidebreaker's attention. Can I at least see what's going on? This is really stinky.
Yeah, the sack is really smelly. That's right. Yeah, the sack was
Yeah.
really, really smelly. Who knows what he uses it for? So.
I like
No,
behind my back, I tap his hand with my fingers, kind of like just really.
Kind of just. Ask the captain. Captain. The prisoner wants to know if she can have the sack removed. No, not until we're in the chamber.
Cool. This is the worst fucking day.
And he's all, Captain, the owl is her familiar. She uses it to see. Does that matter? She looks back and she like shoots this glance.
No.
The captain
Maybe
glances
because
back.
his sister's a fucking wizard.
Fuck yeah! I forgot that. No. Oh.
Captain looks back. She snaps, and Nox just like looks all like nervously, just looking around.
Eagle knocks. Check out the details on the door.
I'm just standing there like this next to Wheatflow.
I just hold them up to the doors.
Weeflow's just staring at Fix It. Hold him up to the doors. So,
You know, if I look through him, I can't hear any. Like I'm a little cut off from other senses, so I don't do that really.
Okay, roll a deception check.
Well, she wouldn't do that now because now it's getting important. But I can roll a deception check. Where the frick do I
With
roll
advantage.
again? Does that count? Is that a get you out of the situation?
Well, that's not how the advantage works. You're gonna roll whenever it's a d20. You get to do it. So.
Cool. That is a dirty 20.
That was your advantage.
Yep.
Dirty 20. Yes, so
Dirty 20.
Nox will not be smashed into a billion pieces by Hidebreaker right now. Great. All right, so
Excuse you, what now?
so
That wasn't snake.
Wheatflow just looks at the owl and says, Looks like a regular owl to me, Hidebreaker. Kind of just looks at him, and he's all, all right, yes, ma'am.
Oh my god.
You guys will
I'm
continue.
gonna die.
You will continue through the foyer up a set of stairs.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun not seeing where the fuck I'm going.
You'll be led up a flight of stairs. The stairs seem to go on forever. But eventually you arrive at another door. Attendants open the doors once more, opening them towards you. And at the very end of there's the left side of this room has these columns and this natural light just flooding in. And it's just flooding in. But from here to the 100 or 150 feet away, throne where you see a humanoid sitting. It's just a red rug carpet leading the way with nothing else on the sides. It's extremely plain. It's very open.
That's very unsettling.
And at the end of the carpet sits the humanoid on the throne. And you do indeed see the Duke just sitting there on his throne, just waiting. And you'll make your way about halfway. You're still about 50-60 feet away from him. And he's just sitting there, and to his, like, there's 3 people looking at you. Him, and then 2 people in front of him. One on the leftish, one on the rightish. Both seem to have been having a conversation with him, interrupted by your entrance.
Let's put him in a bad mood.
And he just from here, I mean, he's sitting there like he's listening. One arm is one hand he has on his armrest behind him, and then the other arm is resting on his armrest, leaning over onto his hand.
Oh, he really doesn't want to deal with those people, huh? That's what humans do if they want to. They don't want to be there.
Well, he's not human, so.
I
I mean, he's
Does
half.
he seem like he's
half human.
unhappy?
Roll an insight check.
Okay, I was gonna say unhappy with the people he was talking to, or unhappy that we were there.
Roll an insight check. That's what it
I
says.
was just specifying what I was asking for.
Oh god.
I said roll.
It's a really nice door. Fix it. You've joined Nox in looking at doors at this point.
An 11.
Yeah, you could even with an 11 and 17 especially. From this, well, 17, you're not perceiving anything. You still have a bag over your head. So
That's what I was. To be fair, I rolled before. I knew that Fix It and Nox are both staring at the door now.
Oh.
You know, that was with me imagining him holding him straight, and now they're both looking at the door. So
Check out the details of this floor. Notice how it's reinforced in certain areas to withstand blows from a battering ram. It's a great position to defend against.
Nox is just making noises next to you, just of approval.
oh my god.
Friggs, you look down the way, and seeing as he's sitting, he does not look like he's enjoying the conversation he's having. That's correct. To one side of it, I'm gonna move this thing over. So to one side of him, you know, well, I guess it's on this side actually. One side is a familiar figure to Fix It, who had a conversation with this this gentleman. It's a 9-foot tall Leonin standing over there.
No.
Covered. The armor that he's wearing is similar to what he was the Royal Guards outside. So this is probably the commander of the Royal Guard that you'd met previously that you had a conversation with. And he's
Hi.
You're like 60. Well, you're like 100 feet away at this point. Because you're not one, you've gotten distracted by the door. So you're at the very entrance. We'll say that Friggs and Allie are at the halfway point as where they stopped with Captain and Hidebreaker. And then these guys are maybe 20 feet away from the Duke. They're much closer. And so he just stands there. His arms are crossed, and he's just looking at you guys enter. He just shakes his head as he sees you guys come in. And then on the other side is another person in silver armor. Their helmet is off, and you don't recognize the face. But he's sitting there staring at you, holding his helmet in one hand. He just looks like a knight, a generic knight, but he has the same color armor, same sort of armor pattern that the ones holding the blue and yellow banner outside had. You could probably safely assume that that person is affiliated with the people outside. So they all stop talking. They're standing there staring now. The captain appears. Briggs, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. He seems beyond irritated right now, and, well, it seems we have company. I was right.
I would argue that having them leave us alone would be or relief.
Okay.
Not enjoying that.
Okay.
But do again.
Duke, sir. Well, Your Highness, really. And she kind of just like sees that she's like nervous all of a sudden. Like talking to Friggs and talking to the Duke are two different things for her.
Oh my god.
I'll stand up straight.
You slouched.
Not slouch, but like I will be like proper in this room.
Okay.
I'm usually very lax and
stance,
lanky.
ready to run away at any time.
Fix it. Okay.
You got this, Captain Weeflow. Keep.
Okay. So you're all there. Great. The Duke looks down to you. He sort of adjusts himself a little bit. Head no longer resting on his hand. Speak your mind, Captain. Sir, we brought one of the prisoners you requested. The traitor, Alan Ray. He looks... You can see him for a moment just like stop moving. He was moving his hand across his face, his lip essentially, as he was listening. And as soon as she says that, his hand just stops. He just clenches into a fist, trying not to show, and then releases it quickly. Briggs, was it? No.
Yes, sir.
Nyx. Nyx is better. I remember now. Nyx, you were responsible for this one, and yet here she is in town, arrested. Why? What trouble has she caused?
She has caused no trouble.
Aside from treason.
Hybreaker can hear Ali just on her breath. Traitor? Treason? What?
He just like gently shakes you. Joe, don't talk. We'll lose Aaron, so that way we can have... Is Aaron still there in chat? Nope, he DC'd. Okay, so I don't know if talk is really a good idea right now. I'm just saying, like, you know, wait, where's Fix-It? He kind of like Headbreaker looks around, just tries to eyeball. What? Why is?
Hello.
What? Why is he over there?
I'm right behind you.
No, Hybreaker. Ollie, I whisper as quiet as I can. Breaker, you don't understand. I don't know why this is happening.
Oh, and we have Aaron back.
Oh, that's good.
I missed some of the audio. Did I miss anything that was said?
No, yeah, no. So
No.
we just started. Headbreaker's just
Okay.
confused, and Fix-It's now behind him.
Okay.
Everyone's
Yeah.
confused now.
Yep.
I can.
Oh god.
Oh no! The internet is not his friend today. That's okay. He'll come back.
Yeah. No, Hybreaker. I literally don't know what he's talking about. I don't know I don't know why this is happening.
What? Ellie, you've been.
I understand.
Oh no.
We're having a technical difficulty on Aaron's side. Aaron's internet is not being cooperative today, but that's okay. He's like, Ellie, I
Remember
think...
that time when you got taken away by a bitch boy supreme?
God.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ellie, you were...
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, I'm getting new links for you in just a second.
Perfect. So, Ellie, You were accused of treason by the Duke and ordered to be arrested on sight. I didn't arrest you when we saw each other in the guild because I was hoping that you would just disappear. I didn't want to have to do.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what I did.
You'll have to ask the Duke if he lets you speak. But he looks mad. I've only seen him a handful of times, and he looks really mad right now. He doesn't usually look very happy anyway, but this is angry.
I didn't do anything.
The Duke thinks you did. You're only not dead right now because of Friggs.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
They didn't talk to you about it?
no.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. And he stands back at attention. Oh, whoops. I just... Aaron, Aaron, there's two of you. There's two of you.
That time it was your fault.
Turn off the audio and the thing.
Oh my god, this was hilarious.
Wait. Why is there two?
Did he put the same? No, he didn't. He didn't put the same link.
Yeah.
That is odd.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, well.
So anyway. The Duke is looking... Oh, we don't need the forge link right now. You fix it some other time.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, whoops.
Oh my god.
Wait. I think I dropped the map somewhere.
Okay,
Ah!
can you hear me now? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
All in order?
Yes,
Perfect.
we can.
Perfect. Okay. So, yeah. So he just stands up to attention once again. And he's just kind of just like shh, shh, shh.
We have been rather busy turning in various deeds that we were accomplishing while we were out and completing our other tasks, and we barely even had time to talk to Wheatflow before Allie was taken. I was looking for audience with you, and I'll kind of gesture to the Golden Mantles, privately to plead her case. I did give you my word that she was innocent, and I will do everything I can to prove it.
All right. So I am going to have you roll with advantage a persuasion check. That is advantage from Booyah.
I will
Thank
use
you,
one. I
Booyah.
will use 1 point.
Wow, thank you, Booyah.
That's a 13 with the inspiration point.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Using the
Hold up.
What do you mean hold up?
Using my reaction, I activate the Flash of Genius,
What
which
now?
allows me to add my intelligence modifier to Flix's ability checks. Make it at 13 into 17.
Okay.
Hells yeah.
Oh, God.
All right. Good thing you moved closer. Smart.
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
He's almost out of range.
Oh, God.
All right. 17, huh? All right. So the Duke looks at you. So... And he looks to the two people in front of him. He waves off the Golden Mantles member. You just hear a... He puts his helmet on and walks, clanking the entire way outside of the hall. Inside.
Do I get a feel that he recognizes me at all in any way?
Roll insight.
Just clanks his way out.
That's what we thought. Let's say that.
Oh, and that is a point of inspiration for Friggs. Back up to Trey.
10 insight.
10 insight. All right. Thank you, Gilo, for
It's
the
not the day
inspiration
for me to
point.
roll low, guys. This is bad.
Oh no, really? Is it? You think?
See, when you're kind of like trying to shoot glances over at the armored man, it's hard to tell because of the fact that now he's put his helmet back on. Any sort of intention he may or may not have. He's simply, yeah, he's a neutral party walking out.
And those boots gonna stuff up the floor. Something feels.
The Duke continues to sit, and the Leonin next to him just standing there, arms crossed, watching as well. All right, Caligo.
Oh god, it's getting worse.
That was my last name. That's bad.
Yeah. Oh god.
Just like, you know, when parents like are mad at you, right? Like, use your full name or just your last. Yeah, it's just.
He called me Nix, not Friggs, when I'm allowing him to call me Friggs.
Yeah.
And he just straight used my last name.
Like the only thing it can get worse is if he uses your full name now.
Yeah, with, let's see, your passive insight, my friend, is what? That is not
13?
very high. Yep. Okay. So yeah, so with that, yeah, even with the, I'll give it to you with the 13. You can tell that although you had your way of removing members from the audience, you sort of now put the Duke one notch higher, one more level of. You better have a good reason.
Oh god, guess that's what you guys were supposed to help me, not make my situation worse.
So now you have removed an audience member, but the DCs are a little bit higher.
Oh god.
For any social interactions that you're gonna have with the Duke right now.
Cool.
Which may or may not be your fault, but you know it's just how some situations are, man. The Duke isn't happy already, so here we go. The captain sort of bows and backs off a bit, leaving Friggs just standing there.
I understand how it may have looked when she left when she did. In the time that I've known Allie, she is...
Which is how long again? Remind me.
Player trying to remember how long.
For like 4 or 5 a week. Yeah, like 4 or 5 weeks.
Not even 2 months.
By now?
Yeah, it's
like, 5 weeks by now.
It's like 5 weeks.
Yep.
Granted, it's not long as some adventuring parties may have been together, but some of the things we have been through have grown the bond to times that would take others years.
So you dodged the question.
5-6 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I assure you, malicious intent and betrayal are not in Allie's nature.
He goes back to resting his head on his hand. And he kind of shoots a glance over at the Leonin. And the Leonin, just his arms are crossed, he kind of glances back at the Duke. Shrugs. So he kind of like gets closer. Maybe 10 feet away now from the Duke. And just he kind of whispers something. You guys can roll perception checks to see if you can maybe glean a word or two from this if you need to.
And I roll for...
It's hearing.
If I look through Nox in that moment.
Sure. You can have advantage.
Using another point.
Using a point?
God.
Okay, that's a point of inspiration. Oh man, you guys.
I don't think I've rolled anything over a 10 on the die.
Friggs, what's going on, man?
I got 18, CJ.
It's because this is important.
21.
All right, so that's an 18 and a 21. Yeah, Friggs, you have an 11, right, Friggs? Because the point of inspiration gave you a +2. So yeah, with that +2, Friggs, it's kind of like, yeah, You don't hear anything. The other two of you, you make out the words, possible, unlikely.
I'm gonna die.
In that order. So, he just kind of leans back again, arms still crossed. It's amazing that he can hold his arms crossed this way, because the armor he's wearing is so heavy, it doesn't look like it's super maneuverable. But, very bulky, but he's able to do it. Continues to stare down the way.
I just nudge Hidebreaker's hand again. Or his wrist, just nudge, nudge, nudge.
He's all, oh, I already talked too much. What do you want? What do you want?
I just kind of point up behind.
He's looking straight ahead. He doesn't see it.
Hi, never mind. She's not gonna say anything. I mean, she told her twice to shut up, but she gets the feeling that she should probably listen.
The Duke's staring back to Friggs. 6 weeks, huh? The guy, oh, your group. A debt. You've saved my life. That is why you're here in front of me. And Allie's head is not on a pike.
Tiny squeak from Allie.
Treason. Treason is one of the highest crimes that you can commit here. I'm sure you understand that.
I do.
And he sort of like, when he says that statement of, roll me another insight, Caligo.
Now you're using my last name?
Yeah, I was gonna say CJ is starting to. Oh no! This is bad!
Okay.
Oh no.
You're able to tell that the Duke said that statement right now, this last statement of, you know, with like treason being one of the worst things you can do, one of the worst laws you can break, essentially. He says it sort of like half glancing at the Leonin. Insinuating that there's some sort of connection to him, how he's speaking, and that Leonin right now. Almost with a 16, almost as if there is a pressure to speak in a certain way and treat you a certain way in front of this other character, this other personality.
For lack of better phrasing, with that 16, would I get the vibe that the captain of the guard still being here is him kind of being under eval from
the commander of the Royal Guards?
Yeah.
Okay. You maybe, I don't know if it's under eval, you can't tell specifically what it is, but you do feel, again, you feel that pressure, and it seems to be related to this other character who's inside, right? This other actor that is in here, in this room right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something. You're just not sure what. So, we can't forgive treason lightly, or really at all, ever. But again, this is a special circumstance. He glances over at the Leonin and back to you. Where you did, again, save the life of nobility, of a duke. And that, I believe, permits some leeway. The continues. He's just still looking at you, but the Leonin just kind of like spits on the ground to the side.
Damn.
So there have been exceptions made. But before anything is finalized, there are some things that we must clarify. Some conditions to this forgiveness. Agent Caligo, Agent Fixit, Alan Ray. I hope you understand what I'm inferring. Alan Ray, please step forward.
Please. Just nudge Hidebreaker.
He's all, oh, sorry, you can't see. Yeah, I'm sorry. He walks you up. Hidebreaker walks you up to where Friggs is, next to Friggs. And he kind of looks to Friggs and he like nudges back.
Step back.
And then he will remove the hood, just like a, and the light, like from the light, like drowning into the room, just blinds you for a minute. Just the flash of, as your eyes have to readjust to the dim lit. Well, it's not even dim lit corners of the room, in contrast with the bright rays of light flowing in.
Light sensitivity is so great.
Yay, Drow.
Yeah, Drow. It's like
You look at, and so the Hidebreaker, the Goliath, you know, the Goliath steps back, and he will drop to a knee just behind Ali, like 5 feet diagonally behind Ali. He drops to a knee and drops his head. And Friggs and Fix It, now that you've like turned around for a moment, you see that the knight, the guard captain, is sort of standing, not kneeling, and she sees Hidebreaker kneel. She's all, guys, get down. She like kneels.
Follow suit.
Okay. And now, Ali, the room feels suddenly heavier. The atmosphere.
is that possible, huh?
As the Duke is talking, I'm keeping my eyes on Captain of the Royal Guard.
Okay. So okay, yeah, sounds good. The Duke is sitting there, just continues, and just Alan Ray.
And my mouth is so dry right
You
now. Oh no.
Alan Ray. Let's take a 7-minute break. We'll be right back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to It's a Crit. This is our campaign Into Anterium. I am CJ, the DM here, and with me are the wonderful players, Nedy, Chris, and
Hi.
Aaron.
Hello.
Right now, Alan Ray, you're currently shackled. Your friends and companions are kneeling behind you, alongside the captain of the city guard of Port Gadgerton and her lieutenant, Mevith Hidebreaker, the Goliath, the friendly Goliath, Ankylosaur connoisseur. And
Yeah.
That was a fucking mouthful.
And
Jesus.
ahead of you is, again, about 50, 60 feet away, another a Leonin in heavily clad armor. The armor is, again, very distinct to the armor that is worn here in Port Gadgerton. You can tell just by looking at it, they're not from here. Standing about 10, 15 feet away from Duke Rolf, who is the blonde half-elf who rules the city and is now looking right at you.
Just visually, that Leonin. Any resemblance to Emron?
You can roll
Since
a...
I've gotten quite close to Emron.
Yeah, I mean, at a glance, how about you roll me this check? Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Just because you're a bit far away. Because it looks like another white furred Leonin.
Oh,
with
net
the
20.
That looks so much like Emron, it's not even funny.
Cool.
It's not even. It looks like just an older version of Emron, except amongst the white is like this very faded yellow inside the hair. It's mostly white, but it has this like gleam of golden in the mane.
Like
Awesome.
the golden mantle.
You know, I'm kind of happy I rolled that high, but also I wish I would roll that net 20 in different situations that might come up soon.
Nope, this is where you got your nat 20.
Yep.
Congratulations. You know
thank you.
that Leonin is
Yep.
yeah, very different than his potential offspring. All right. That being said, the Duke is looking over at you. if you wish to explain yourself, Alan Ray, now would be a good time to do so. We are willing to make some exceptions for you, as we just stated moments ago. But we must hear what you have to say first. Your next words will be the most important words of your life, but choose them wisely.
Is it? I haven't gotten told why exactly this is happening.
He like raises his eyebrows and just like, you can tell passively. I think your guys' passive insight is okay, right? Let me see. 14. Yeah. You can tell he's surprised by that news. He's all, Alan Ray, I will give you 1 minute. Speak to your friends. Maybe they can enlighten you on why you are here. And he just like, then he looks over to Leonin and beckons him over, and they begin to have a conversation.
Great.
So he has given you. So the captain just kind of like nudges Friggs and looks at Fix It and just all, talk to her now. This is your chance to give her whatever information she needs to be armed with to not lose it.
Remember when you teleported away with the other drow?
Yeah.
That.
That.
As far as the Duke is concerned, that was you switching sides.
Oh. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
but
taken away by Dibdrid.
Didn't you tell him? Friggs, didn't you?
I pleaded your
understood,
case,
right?
and I told him that you had nothing but good intentions, and you were still on our side. But he obviously didn't believe me. My word is, like he said, is what got you not killed on sight.
All right. Okay. Anything else I need to know?
I believe that's it.
Okay.
Just do whatever you can to make him believe that what you were doing.
It wasn't.
As the Duke said, Duke saw him ask you, come with us and we'll help you find your mom, and you said, okay.
I lied. And did he
I know
believe
that.
me?
I know that. Count doesn't.
Count is dead.
Duke.
That's why we have to cut him off. Because he doesn't know.
Okay. He didn't believe you.
Fair
Okay.
enough. He believed me enough to not kill you out.
Okay. Kind of turn around again.
You can do this out.
Turn around to the Duke and the Leonin. Allie is, by the way, she is visibly shaking. Incredibly confused. Incredibly. Yep, fear. Okay. I'll look up at the I'll look to the Duke and the Leonin, and I will definitely not interrupt them while they are talking. Oh god. Don't need to make this any worse by interrupting him again, like we did before.
I'm gonna start a 5-minute prediction for anybody wanting to jump in on that. You can predict what the Duke is gonna do. So viewers, if you're out there and you have a good 5 minutes to jump in, this is prediction in the chat. If will the Duke forgive Allie for what she's done, or will he not? So feel free to vote on that. If you want to win some critties to spend on other things that you can directly interact with our game with. Yes. So that is going to. Is she gonna circuit? I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh yeah, you gave me another Forge link.
You know, that's basically like asking, is Ellie gonna die?
I mean, there's other things that could happen aside from death, right? I mean,
You already mentioned my head on a pike.
that is true. He did say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's better being captured by a necromancer.
That it is.
Yeah, I guess. While they are talking, while they are still talking to each other, Ellie's just gonna. Okay, Ephrophilia, I just think really hard, just kind of like borderline pray. It's like, hey, you know, thank you for saving me time ago. I've like, wow, we've been through a lot of really bad situation, and currently I'm in another one. I really, I hope I can bring you your grapes, but I'm sure of for any reason I can't. I'm sure that Fixit is gonna bring you your grapes, cause I got some. So whatever happens, happens, and just know that I tried my best.
Alan Way. If this is might be the last time we talked, there's something I've confessed in.
What do you mean?
A few weeks after we went to Venturin, every time you would go in that little trance of yours, I sometimes go through your backpack and start organizing your things.
What?
That's how I made contact with Aphrophiliac.
What? What?
Friggs, you're just.
I'm just giving Fixit this look. It was now really the best time to say that.
I don't. Let's talk about that later. Okay? Later. In the high hopes that there's going to be a later.
All right.
I'll reach up and grab her hand really quick until the Duke is ready to talk, and then I'll let go.
She squeezes your hand so fucking hard. There's no circulation left in your hand.
I mean, with your 7 strength, maybe?
And your 7 strength to hold against that?
He would use his constitution to withstand it.
Well, never mind. You can feel her try squeezing the circulation out of your hand.
For some reason, her hands are colder than yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
You know, they're really like
Pretty
cold
cool.
and clammy right now. It's odd.
All right. Are you done? Are you guys done? Can we have this conversation now?
Ellie's been staring at them, waiting for them to be done.
Oh, okay. For like a total of what, 5 seconds?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know how long they were talking.
Yeah.
So after these guys were done,
Yeah. Oh, welcome in, Random Chair. Hello, welcome
welcome
back.
to Random Chair.
Oh,
You're
welcome
just
to our
in time
Sunday
to-
campaign.
Yeah.
Random Chair always comes in
Alright,
on
you
the
were-
Wednesday one, the
Alright.
Firewall Follies. This is Into Anterium. Well, welcome in.
Alright.
It's
Well,
a,
welcome to this chaos.
yeah.
I might
Net-
get executed.
Random Chair has faith in you, though. Random Chair apparently has predicted, yes, you will be forgiven. Yo, somebody bet a lot that you will not be forgiven, I just realized.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh. All right, then. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Oh god.
136, love it. Okay, so the Duke looks to you, Alan Ray.
Yep.
Have they filled you in on your current circumstance, then?
They told me a sentence or two about that and why you would think I betrayed you and everything. I did not. We were in that situation, in that boat. And frankly, these people, these magus, these mages, they seem incredibly capable of, well, destruction. And magically capable of grand things. And after that moment, or rather in that situation, it already seemed like we're not on the winning side. After, the giant captain, you can see her like wobbling around a little because Nedy is getting dizzy right now. So that reflects on Allie. She's nervous as heck. After getting thrown across that whole boat, it really seemed like we were on the losing end. And after we just rescued you and all the others from that cave, the worst outcome would have been for you or others to die at the hands of them. And he obviously had interest in me. And it seemed like a good fluke to pull to get that strong fighter away from this fight to give you a chance of survival. And frankly, I did not know what would await me on the other end of this, and I was half expecting to die on the other side. Because if it was a fluke on their side to get one of us, but I was ready for that, because in that moment it was more important to get you and my friends and everyone else out of that situation with a chance of survival. And in that moment it seemed like the best idea to me, and Briggs caught the glance I shot him, and he knew what I was trying to do. And I don't know what else to tell you aside from I was very ready to give my own life in that moment to secure yours and others. She kind of like, after saying all of that, kind of takes a deep breath and calms down a little bit.
You have advice in the chat for your discussion, for your argument. Solid advice, Random Chair. That's solid advice right there. Yeah. He looks to you and he asks you to roll a persuasion check with advantage because of the one that's queued up for you in the chat.
Yay.
Thank you, Gonza, for that advantage for Allie. Let's see if, based on what she said, with this high DC, regardless, because the man is upset.
Looking at, just glancing at De Leon, and what does he look like? His does he just not move?
Well, with your passive insight, it looks like he's not moving. You can definitely roll insight if you need to.
I would rather roll my persuasion first.
All right.
Actually, I have another argument, actually. Can I bring...
This is... Nope.
Well, cool.
This is it.
Oh, God. Persuasion, huh?
Yep.
Well, let me just put a point of inspiration into that one.
A point of inspiration. Okay, with that point of inspiration, that will put you up to a +2 on the total for this roll.
Okay, so advantage and plus oh god, inspiration.
Here we go.
Come on, dice. Okay, that's a 21 total. That's
Okay.
21.
21 total. The Duke is looking at you. Your story is compelling. I'll give you that. But I don't believe that your story is enough to wash away this ill taste in my mouth, this bitter memory of throwing my life on the line alongside your companions, just to watch you leave in the middle of a combat. You took away from us a lead when you warped away with that Magus. That was our lead to end this. And those present in this room, looking around at the Leonin and at the Goliath city guard and at the human female city watch captain, need that lead. Even if I am to believe your intentions were noble, you did
if I may.
that.
Did
you interrupt a duke?
No, that was Ned. Excuse me, that is delayed. I'm sorry, she did not. I thought you made I thought you took a break in your sentence.
He
I am
is staring,
sorry, Mr. DM, sir.
He's staring right at you.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. There's a lot at stake.
Roll a deception check.
Excuse you?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry, that one's a joke. Okay, go ahead.
If I may, it might be hard to believe that someone has intentions like that, especially since a lot of people don't. But this is not the first time I was ready to give my life. When the battle against the Sahuagin, when we were facing, or before we were facing that, we were together with one of the Golden Mantles, Emron. And I saved his life as well, even though I didn't know if I could make it back to the surface. The water, as he was about to drown. He was underwater, about to drown, and I dove down to save his life, and I didn't know if I could make it back with my air to the surface. So I know it might be hard to believe, but there are people out there who will give their own life for others. And in regards to the lead, I went with them, and I did lie to them, and I did make it out alive. I might be able to help with information. I don't know what you're looking for, but I assure you, there was no treason, no betrayal in this whatsoever. I beg you.
And you just hear just an outburst from the Leonin. Do not beg. It shows weakness. You can see him, his arms are still folded, but he's squeezing. You can see the veins beginning to pop out of his forearms. And he looks to the Duke and he bows. Your Highness, I apologize. That is out of character for me. And his voice, just the voice, it just calms, just changes. And he stands back at his post. His head is slightly more inclined than it was moments ago. The Duke just waves him off.
Ellie is visually like, you can tell she's like on the verge of tears.
Well, as my guest has stated, I'm inclined to agree that apologies do show weakness. However, I also believe that they show when from the heart, true remorse or choices, let's say. Alan Ray, we are ready to pardon on a condition. Does it matter?
Thought you would.
Do you accept the pardon conditionally, or do you not?
Of course. Have to. I can't.
He looks over to the Leonin. The Leonin bows. Well then, Alan Ray Niren, you will be a guinea pig for a new system that we are implementing to help those infractors of the law that do not deserve a swift death. We have called it parole.
Just to clarify, that's me laughing, not Frey.
Yeah, I know.
Just to make sure.
You know, maybe death would be better than this.
If I may, I would like to throw in my 2 cents.
Oh god, no! Don't!
We were almost there.
The Duke
Oh
looks
my
over.
God.
The Duke looks over to Six Fix It, and he's all, "Ah, yes, the clever Dragonborn.
Oh,
Speak
Yes.
your mind. You are amongst friends here." You see, like, the smile across his face. His demeanor is instantly,
oh my god.
like, amicable, essentially.
I get up and toss Ellie her owl.
Toss him. Nox is just like, Allie, can I have a dex saving throw? All right, go ahead.
How the fuck am I gonna I can't even move my hands.
Not you, for the owl.
Oh my god. I want to help him so bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if he feels like opening his wingspan or not.
Would that be dex save though?
That is a dex save. Yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
right
if
back.
he feels like it, sure.
Wait, Chris
Oh,
walks
God.
away. Chris is gone. He's all, I need to talk. Just kidding. Bye. Oh,
It's
hey.
17.
So Nox, your owl familiar, is flying through the air, and just before he hits the ground, he like opens his wings and flaps up, just to like one flap to like stabilize himself as he lands on his feet, and then he just puts his wings away and just looks around and just kind of like waddles towards a window.
Oh, no.
Nox stops and like looks back at you, and then just turns towards the window and starts waddling towards the window again. He's like waddling perpendicular to where you get like the conversation happening. You know, if the conversation is a line, he's just like do 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 do.
Gonna leave me now? Like through our like link, I just ask him, "You really gonna leave me now?"
He stops and he looks at you again. You see him
fine,
droop
you
his head
can.
to the ground, and then he just
You
turns
can- no,
around
it's
and
fine,
walks towards
can,
you.
can. No, it's okay. You can go. I get it. It's fine. Just have fun.
He
You gonna turn
stops.
around again?
He kind
Oh.
of stops and just like looks at you, and then looks at the window, and just looks at you,
I just give him a little nod.
and just looks at the window. Then he looks at Friggs.
I give him a little wink and then gesture to the window.
And he turns around and walks towards the window.
Did this? I will forget that there's a fucking high winds out there.
He's gonna find out. Yep, he'll remember soon. The weather. Yeah. So this side, the players can see like what kind of weather is going on outside for the day right here. This is apparently high winds. It looks like a tornado, I know, but it's just high winds, not like torrential high winds.
Well, that's as high winds as our weather gets.
That's
I need to make a distinction between wind and high winds. You know, Nox
sorry
is gonna
about
jump out that window, go for
Okay.
like 3 feet, and then just backwards into the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Like I can feel that happen.
Oh my god!
God.
Did you really?
Oh my
we
god!
have a random. We actually have someone re-rolling the weather for the day.
Gonza
Oh my
said
God.
I can save him and then use reroll weather.
Oh, Butters, we just got. I'm gonna reject Butters for now. You can save those points for another reroll later because Gonza beat you to the punch with re-rolling the weather today. We are currently in summertime. Yes, we are in summertime. Bahail is summer. So let me go ahead and re-roll that weather for us. And it looks like we are now going to have. Oh my! How?
Blazing heat again.
How is this possible?
I wins?
It's blazing heat. Our outside,
Again?
the high winds begin to dissipate, and all of a sudden the sun just beams down. The light in the room is now twice as bright as it was.
Can't see anything anymore.
Even the Duke is just like, oh, servants, the curtains, the curtains.
I hiss away from the light.
It's just,
You?
it's just literally just like this. Yeah, it's blinding, and it just God, it's now scorching heat. It's great. So players, when you're outside, guess what that means? We'll be rolling con saves.
Ellie legit, like the moment the sun hits the room, Ellie just closes her eyes because no,
Oh my
no
god.
thanks.
All right. That is crazy. I can't believe how do you guys whatever. Okay, anyway. This is the second time that someone on our viewers on the stream have re-rolled weather. Like just use that ability, and both times they've rolled scorching heat. So I don't know what's wrong with me or like the table, but it's like a 5% chance.
Does Nox jump outside?
Nox, yeah, so Nox starts walking. He's going towards the window, and as
Is it
the
a con
sun
save?
as the sun begins to beat down, he's just like, you just see him just like shrink his neck into his body a bit, and he just turns around and waddles quickly back towards Allie.
Yeah, I stand there,
Yep.
eyes closed.
They do cover some of the windows. Yes, they'll cover some of them.
Okay.
So yeah, the Duke is just again staring at Allie or at Fix-It. So he's staring at Fix-It now. He's all, yeah, friend, yes, please. And even after this conversation, we have something to discuss. So,
Oh my god.
but please, continue forward with this dreary event.
Duke Wolf of Galterton.
Or just looks confused. Yes.
How are you doing?
Do you have a backup character, Allie? Just asking. Just no reason.
I have an incredibly arrogant blood hunter, yes.
We were so close.
I know, right? Even after you made it worse.
My dice rolls made it worse.
Hmm. Oh my god.
Didrin and Dilvey. Other names that were.
Don't play against. Gonna spoil the info I have.
Yeah, you did say that he doesn't know. Oh, and make sure to hydrate because it's so hot, you guys.
The moment. Oh my god. No, fix it. I mean, you heard Allie say she hasn't for me.
Guys, we gotta hydrate.
my
Hydrate. Guys, hydrate.
I can't.
I can't be the only one hydrating, guys. Hydrate, damn.
I just did.
I guess I'll need the
Okay.
water for my tears later.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, anyway, yeah. So here we go. All right.
they were the ones behind your kidnapping, the Suhulan assault by the port, and the events with Toba's ship.
There you go, my information. Duke is gonna take me aside, ask me, "Hey, what do you know?" And I'm gonna be like, "You know the same shit Fixit told you before, and I'm gonna die.
All right.
I'm gonna be dead."
If it wasn't for Ellen Way's intervention, us three would have never ever discovered their base of operations. And as I said that, I'm gonna cast Silent Image to show them my point of view when we're in the base.
Oh. So wonderful. Okay, so you show essentially what is a floating screen of or just moving pictures. You know, art and movement essentially, and to show your way. And when you cast it, you can see that that the Leonin had moved his hand towards his blade for a moment, seeing after what you did relax again to folding his arms.
Specific reason I didn't cast spells.
Yep.
And you guys can hear what sounds like bowstrings relaxing, but you don't see anything.
Fine. I'm just slightly losing it. Everything's good.
Yeah, and so the Duke is the Duke, and you notice after noticing those details, the Duke is sort of just like kind of like putting his hand down, like no, calm, it's fine.
Oh my god.
He's all, fix it. This is incredible. This is what you saw.
Yes, I made sure to explore what available space I had to take in every detail.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a perception check with advantage. Not perception, persuasion.
I'm gonna burn.
You're gonna burn inspiration. Oof! He's gonna burn inspiration. Okay, 2 points inspiration, making it a +5 to the total. Let's go.
Come on, dice.
Oh.
Nat 20! It's a nat 20. Nat 20. Here we go.
Thank God.
All right.
Well,
it's a nat 20.
And in the center of the base,
it's a nat 20.
they were brewing terrible creatures. And I give him images of the drowned.
Ah, yes.
Including 3 vile beasts that would have been strong enough to ravage your town. The grand squids.
Yes.
3 grand squids.
And you can see the Leonin, his eyes have widened a bit, and he's looking to the Duke, and the Duke kind of just sitting there absorbing it, just glances his eyes at the Leonin for a moment, and just continues to look at the images up on there. His friendly, amicable aura is now just a dead set tone of serious contemplation. He's fixated on what you're showing him now.
They were very young. It looked like they couldn't. It looked like 3 of them couldn't handle eating 1 whale. But after after we did, we most likely caused the whole place to collapse.
It's collapsed.
Yes. So.
And you'll see
they wanted to be able to gather everything before we had to escape. but I'm gonna start animating the map we got, and I'm showing our path towards the base. I still remember the location of it.
From seemingly nowhere behind the throne, a cloaked figure appears and whispers into the Duke's ear, and the Duke's just listening. Waves him off. We've heard reports, yes, of a cataclysmic event nearby, miles north.
Yes, that was us.
Captain, send a detachment immediately. My lord. She stands up and turns around and heads outside. Very well.
So,
He puts up his hand. Alan Ray, 6 Fix-It also pleads on your behalf. The captain of the guard seems... She and me and Hidebreaker even support you as well. Well then, we bestow upon you the status of parole, as stated. You will live today, but you will act as an agent of not just the Port Gadriton, but of the United Anterium Hold. It is the empire in which we reside. And so for player knowledge, the United Anterium Hold is the name of the empire where Essalia, the capital, and Elegido are located, 2 metropolises.
Okay.
This is one of the bigger kingdoms in the immediate region. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the commander of the Royal Guard called his leader the Empress. So she obviously thinks very highly of herself, at least.
When the Duke says, like calls them agents of that, Ali just looks incredibly confused.
We'll investigate this information that your party has given. But here in the city, you are safe. The guard will not hunt you. You will be allowed to carry your weapons openly to enforce the laws.
That was a player, not Riggs.
Yeah.
I genuinely wonder.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, I can just imagine Fricks at least like a little twitch on his mouth.
Yeah, just
I
like,
know how to act in front of important people.
You know, there's
That's why I
always
have to
the acting.
clarify.
There's involuntary movement that you cannot control.
I'm a rogue. I have sleight of hand. I'm good at not doing involuntary.
Okay. Well, what's your dice roll gonna do if you have to?
Damn. All right. So this is the status that you have. I will have my servants give to each of you the necessary documentation stating all of your statuses. Alan Ray, you are also to report to the commander here. He will guide you and make sure that you're not causing any trouble in the Empire. And he just nods at the Leona, and the Leona will kind of walk a few steps forward, a little more towards the center, and just kind of look. He's still far away from you,
Oh,
but
he's kind of
taking his center stage.
Uh-huh.
Alan
No.
Ray
Rick's-
Niren, is it?
Rix wasn't holding her hand anymore, right?
No.
Like-
No,
shit.
by now they're separated. He's a I am Drox Ambermane.
ever hear Emron's last?
Emron never stated his last name, but he stated what clan he's from.
Oh.
I am the commander of the Royal Guard of Asalia. And I guess we could say that I take care of whatever the Empress needs. And this sounds like this is something that she wants to try. So parole or whatever garbage this Duke wishes to try is fine. The Duke looks offended and then kind of just like, eh. Just kind of waves him off and just looks the other way. I don't believe in it. I believe in the old way. But her word is law. So it seems like I have 3 new agents then. And he looks at the other 2. Don't I?
Krakens, that's the word.
Oh my God.
He just looks at Fix-It and he's just like, if he survived this long, he's capable of something. Sure.
Allie had seen enough. It was time for her to go home.
Alongside, there will be an enchantment on each of your documents. It'll be a direct line of communication. Do not lose the document, because I will not replace it. And if you don't have it, you lose your status. And if you lose your status, you lose that protection. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Fix It's just like, I'm in. All right. The enchantment is merely a sending spell enchanted into the paper. There's no but. It's just simply. Yes, you have something so important to say then. Please.
Yeah, important
Agent.
to me.
She's fucking just like, I think it is.
Allie is stupid. She's not smart. Neither is the score, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You say the paperwork, the protection. They are stood. If they were to lose their paperwork, they would still be okay, right? Just mean that. What could that be?
They've come here and they've put their names on the line for you. So no, your fate is tied to theirs. And vice versa.
Good to know. Change much.
Maybe not for you.
So, first things first. I'm gonna start you guys off with something easy. Not too far from here, there's been a couple sightings of bandits. Dispatch them.
Do you have any intel on these bandits other than their location?
He just kind of looks at you. I trust that my agents can be resourceful. I'm sure you'll find a way. And he kind of backs off to the side. Oh, the name is the Fricado Legion. What they call themselves.
Oh. Focar.
Yeah, Avocado Legion. Okay, got it.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry, sir. It's very hot outside.
Fix It still like flashbacks of like 2 days ago when he was dying and he got a point of exhaustion from it.
Yesterday, CJ. Yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday in game?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just the one day. Oh my god. This is a heat
He's
wave.
still peeling. He was still peeling. He ate his scales.
Oh, that's
this
right.
morning.
Yeah, that's right. That was his morning in the game. Oh my gosh, he literally almost died of sunburn yesterday. Now he's gonna almost die again today. Wonderful.
And I assume this takes highest priority in our lives.
Give me my money. Sorry, just the chat. It's just funny. Random share.
Sure, it's fine.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just repeat. Just looking at him, and I assume this takes highest priority in our lives. And the things
Highest
we have
priority?
to do.
No. You're free to do whatever you wish, as long as you comply and complete the mission within a timely fashion. I expect you to take less than a 10-day. But my agents...
Can I make it to my current and back?
My agents have freedom. A lot of freedom and flexibility. So even though you may look at it as another charge on your shoulders, you have just gained access to quite a bit of resources. City Guard will now be cooperative with you, so long as you show your documentation. Show you to their armories for purchase and rent of items, abilities. Access to the inventories, if necessary. Perhaps even assistance if you need. On some missions, I'm sure they can dispatch some guards to go with you if you need extra hands. Horses. This is a pass. Your lives are in each other's hands. The Duke vouched for you. And the Empress has given me freedom with this project. So, show me that my Empress is right to give you this chance.
Where's Nox?
And he puts his finger up, and he's all. Now she doesn't know you specifically. When I say that, I mean her plan for this lighter sentence. I would just prefer to end it quickly, as has always been done. But she has more interesting ideas now that she's ruler. Oh, to be young again.
It's Nox.
Nox is waddling. Yeah, he waddled over to you when it became hot.
Where? How close?
Yeah, he's right at, he's like at your feet, just kind of looking at you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so it sounds like you have been forgiven by the Duke, essentially.
It does not feel like it.
I think that prediction result has been declared as yes. So there you go, viewers who voted for the first choice. You do indeed. 797 are gonna go to random chair and 2 other people. Congrats, you guys.
10 day. Oh god, can I make? Oh my god, and I need to get to my Kirin.
All right.
I'm gonna make it to my. What's worse? What's worse? The wrath of a kingdom or the wrath of a celestial? Cool. What do I want to disappoint? Nice.
Everyone?
Uh,
I mean, I do have a pocket portal. We can disappear.
You know, with our luck, that's gonna lead to the fucking castle, and the moment we plop up, there's gonna be guards all around us. We're just like, ha! Hi! Yep.
All right. Oh, and make sure that you're sitting up straight with that posture check. That's come
I just
our
did.
way. Oh,
on accident.
Oh, good. Aaron, then. Aaron, your posture doesn't look so straight, my friend. I'm just kidding.
So robotic. Just.
The party, it sounds like you guys have a new status and some new developments.
Is someone taking the manacles away from Allie's wrist? Just asking.
Not yet.
It's a little uncomfortable. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. We're okay.
Because you haven't said anything, so.
I mean, she had already agreed way before.
But, yep, you haven't said. Well, any time you've said it before hasn't been enough for it to matter yet.
Oh,
so I'm
cool,
just
cool,
like,
cool.
Hey, Ellie, can I have those manacles?
Ignoring, fix it.
Hidebreaker looks at you and is all, "No, they're mine. Fix it."
Oh god.
Oh.
Those idiots.
But go buy your own.
I did.
Excuse.
All right. So, me with Hidebreaker will indeed take off the manacles. You can feel the weight lifted off of your wrists, off your shoulders,
Oh,
essentially.
man, those were so heavy. Just like my hands up in front. I'll yeah, I'm gonna put my hands up in front, just rubbing my wrists for a second.
All right. And then, a servant opens the door, the main hall door. He's all, "Your Highness, the gentleman from before still wishes to speak. He's being quite persistent." The Duke is, yes.
Duke,
Very well.
if I may, before
Oh god.
you let him back in,
Guys are free. Just. Oh my god.
Thank you, Gunza, with a disadvantage on Nedy.
Yep.
It better be fast, because this is a pressing matter that I must attend to with this member of the guild.
I believe it is information that could be useful.
Okay.
What do you know, or have you heard of the Low Scar?
The what? Did you get cut in your ankle or something?
One of the groups that was in that cave where we found you is a gang that calls themselves the Low Scars.
Slavers.
I have reason to believe that the gentleman you were talking to before we entered is paid off by these Low Scars. For what purposes, I do not know. But if they are, then their intentions may not be fully. I can't think of good, for lack of a better word.
So you're telling me that one of my most established members of the Golden Mantles Guild, who headquarters their organization here in my city, is being paid off by a group of ruffians? What proof do you have to back up your statement, then?
Take a deep breath, and I'll just kind of pull my collar down to where you can see the tattoo of the Low Scars. Many years ago, before I took up study in the arcane, I used to be one of them.
Elfrix isn't manacled.
Kind of looks at you as
They recently attempted to take me back by force, and upon my waking up in the back of their cart, I overheard conversation of one of their higher members having paid them off, or was believed to have paid them off. And the cart in question is the one that was sitting outside.
Huh. I see. He kind of just like tries not to laugh. Let him in. And you just hear the angry clunking of the metal armor again through the hallway from behind you guys, and it enters the room.
My ears.
And he walks up to the kind of like same distance as the party, but not next to them. In relation to the Duke, and he comes up and he just, oh, my liege. You have been accused of bribery, or accepting a bribe, and affiliation with slavers. How do you plead?
Parolee is very slowly picking up Nox from the ground.
Not guilty, my liege. The Golden Mantles has been a respected establishment in Port Godgerton for many, many decades. We would not want to risk that status. So, well, we have it on good word that you have indeed taken money from a group called the Low Scars. Is that true? No, sir. We did not take money. We were approached on the road by ruffians claiming to have paid us off. I tried to play along for as much time as I could. However, I am not very deceptive, my liege, and was not able to trick them into telling me their source. We decapitated them, sir, as quickly as we could. We were only able to reach 5 of the group. And he, like, whistles, and then one of the other knights kind of walks in and brings in the bodies. Here's the proof, sir. They have been decapitated. We have the heads if necessary, but if at all possible, we would like to keep them for bounty purposes. Yes, I understand. Well, we have a guest who is a resident expert in the matter. Agent, can you please investigate the body to see if they have the markings of which you were informed?
I will do so.
And he kind of like winks at Friggs, just like, I got you.
Who winks at me?
The Duke.
Oh, okay.
At least stands there with Nox, and like from like gentle petting at this point, it's just.
At first glance, do the bodies look familiar of the ones that I was in the back of the cart of?
They're wearing, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if Friggs took too much. He did, because you have keen mind, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I hate you.
Nice.
I hate that feat so much. I'm gonna ban that feat forever after this. Yes, it is the same rugged clothing that your captors were wearing. Looking amongst the 5 bodies, you do not see the armor of Ridley.
Okay. Then I will check I will check their bodies for that tattoo.
They all have them. Some of them have them because some of them had them on like their behind the ear and stuff like that. So yeah, but a reasonable amount do.
The beheaded bodies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it appears that my accusations were not fully informed. I was kind of attempting to get away with haste. And I'll kind of look to the one that brought them in. Did you happen to see a redhead?
And you're looking not to the one speaking, but the one who dragged the bodies in.
The one who was in charge of whoever brought the bodies in.
Okay. Yeah, and you look over to him, and when you're talking, he kind of glances over to you. Apologies, agent. I did not.
Bit of a problem.
Some did get away.
How many were with me when I woke up? There were the 2 carrying my cart.
There was a total of 6 that you saw when you woke up.
So, and there's 5 bodies, so Ridley's the only one that would be missing.
Ridley was not part of the ones when you woke up. She was 7th. So there was four horsed people. No, there was actually more than 6. No, it was 6 because there were the 4 horses in the back, and then the cart had 2 people on it, and then 2 horses ran up ahead to talk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Ridley and one more.
Apologies for my accusations. Then I'm just going off of what I heard in the short time that I heard it before I got away. There is a red-headed elf that likes to wear a green beret who is in charge of this little faction of them. She is quite a wild card and not to be trusted at all.
The man in the armored kind of looks to you and then looks up to the Duke and, yes, my liege, that is the report that we had as well. A small group of them was being led by a figure as the one he has just described. Oh, very well. Then it seems that we're all in agreement now. Or we're all on the same table.
I do hope those bodies ain't dripping blood over the floors.
Not to worry. We've wrapped them and drained them of what we could.
Okay. That was my one concern of all of this.
He looks over and he's all, of course I would not bring dripping bodies into the court of the Duke. And he kind of snaps his fingers, or I guess he'll whistle. He'll whistle, and the other knight will take the bodies away. He's all, now, my liege, I wish to go collect the bounty, if this is all resolved. Perhaps we can have an audience soon.
The tattoos that I found, did they seem like they were older or newer?
The tattoos that you found are newer. The ink was darker.
Like, freshly made a day ago new?
Oof, you didn't have the ones on the bodies that you looked at right now, huh?
Yeah.
Nope, not that new. Not that new. But certainly newer than yours is.
Yeah, I would hope so.
The ink was still vibrant, so it's weeks, maybe a couple months.
Okay.
Well. Yes. We can have an audience later. I'll have a servant sent to the guild headquarters to summon you. Oh, my liege. And he backs out. Kind of looks at Friggs through the helmet. He didn't remove it this time. And then just continues walking.
I'm just watching him walk away.
Okay. And the Duke looks over to fix it. Fix it! Yes! Now that
what?
most of this is finished, I just wanted to pass over the rewards before I dismiss you. I have many matters to attend to.
Oh, yes.
So, Fix It and Company. Are you all ready to receive what you deserve? Saving a Duke?
Ellie just went from borderline executed to here's your reward within 7 minutes.
Yeah, well, he had to, the Duke had to establish your position first, and now that you've been instated into this secret agency or the secret group of parolees.
I don't think Ellie has taken a breath ever since. It's like, okay, you're not gonna get killed. I think she's just been holding her breath and just at this point rubbing, not even petting, just.
All right, players, here is your.
Kind of faint.
Here is your. So he snaps his fingers, and a couple servants come out. They have a few bars of gold. They have a rolled up piece of paper. There's some armor, some powder. These little spheres made of what appear to be clay, perhaps. And also a really interesting looking bladed device that looks like a... Well, it's essentially a boomerang, but bladed.
Ooh.
It rolls up the... He holds the scroll, and it's on like a pillow. Just the scroll. Everything else is in this chest that they bring over to you guys and show you. You players can take it out of this quest and put it into your inventories if you want. I believe you should be able to. But I would recommend you discuss it with each other before you start taking everything, but that's okay. And there are multiple golden bars. There are, it seems it's going to be a total of 5 golden bars. A gold bar is worth about 250 gold each. That's a lot of money.
A lot of.
Oh.
And so he shows over the scroll, and he's all... So, seeing as you've saved the Duke and well, I tried to advocate giving you the title of Count and giving you Light Keep, seeing as it is now vacant. However, I was unable to persuade the local nobility of such an act. Unfortunately. So, all I can do for you is give you a deed of land, a small barony. There is a smaller castle than Elmlight Keep. There's a smaller one. Not too far from here. A few miles away from the gates. It serves as sort of an outpost on one of the main roads. You can rename the castle whatever you wish. But you are now, I hereby decree, Baron 6 Fixit of the United Anterium Hold. The keep is yours. It is your responsibility to upkeep it, as well as to hire or find serfs by whatever means you deem necessary. Maintain the location, because it is also a supply point for our caravans.
Yep.
Wonderful. And he brings out a sword. He's all kneel. Dragon.
Take a knee.
And he pulls out this very long but light sword, it seems. And he dubs it on your shoulder. One shoulder, just... I dub you in the honorable name of Gadrus. Baron 6 Fixit. Now rise with your new title of nobility.
Yeah.
Make me proud. I know you'll do well. And he just like pats you on the shoulder, and then just goes back to the throne and sits. Now, off with you.
And
If you need help,
love Dragonborn here.
he's all. They really like Dragonborn in Port Gadgerton. He's all, and if you need help getting started or advice, I'm sure my steward could help you. Tommy! You see Tommy walk out from one of the side doors, but he's now wearing, instead of ruffian leather armor and things like that, of the banditry, the remnants of the banditry that he led before. Now Tommy is out here, and he's wearing like a very fancy velvet outfit with like a really puffy hat with the feather, and his arms are he has the puffy arms like the medieval French did, and like the puffy pants. And he walks over with like a quill and a paper. And he's all, "All right, my lord. How can I help you?" Tommy.
Hey there, Tommy.
I'm going to assign you to Fixit. To Baron Fixit. I apologize. I'll have to get used to the new title. And you will address me as my liege. Fixit. I'm referring to you, Baron.
Oh, yes.
You are now part of nobility. You will act as such. When you arrive, make sure to bring a gift for your host. You understand? As everyone will do to you as well. Tommy can teach you. Tommy's learned much. Yeah, I actually ran away from home a long time ago. I know I talked about how my brother was dead or something, but yeah, the truth is that was all a lie. Yeah, I was born a lone noble, so well, better knees are kind of my thing. So just wanted to say thank you guys for showing me the right way again. I don't know what happened. It was sort of my rebellious stage.
Thank you very much, my liege.
He just bows. And Tommy will bow to the Duke and then bow to you, my liege. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't call you that. Ah, that's too. And the Duke looks over. Yeah, no, that's not his title. You say my lord. Ah, yes, my lord. Fix it. And he looks to the other two and he's all, while you're in the presence of nobility, I expect that you all understand that you must address him as well. Baron, fix it. Or my lord. You are lowborns. You are not nobles. And although you have some prestige here in town, especially, if you're in the presence of other nobility, keep it up, or he may lose respect. Who knows what will happen at that rate. Barons tend to infight quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, off with you. I have much to do. We can speak again later if you must. Tommy is a good point of reference.
Yes, yeah. I'll go.
And so the servants kind of just like show you guys, like pointing you guys to leave, to get out, like kind of ushering you out of the room now.
I'll make my way to the door.
Okay. And Drox is just like, don't forget, don't lose your paper.
Yeah.
Commander Ambermain. Yeah, you were given the paper. You were given the
Oh,
paper. You were given the paper, so you guys have it. All right, and with that, we'll take a quick late 7-minute break. And hello, welcome back again to It's a Crit. This is our campaign Into Anterium. I am CJ, the DM, and with me, as always, is Nedy, Chris, and Aaron. So, we now have Baron 6 Fixit in this party. We have the Parolee Alan Ray, and we have the what appears to be lead agent Nyx Friggs Caligo at the head of this little party.
Oh, cool. We have a Baron, we have a lead agent, and then we have Allie, who's basically a criminal.
Well,
without her doing anything wrong.
Yep.
Great party. I just want to point out, I'm the one with the moral fucking code. I'm the one who has morals. Why am I the bad guy? How did that happen? The one person with the fucking moral code. That is not... You know what? I was in a gang. I stab people. I assassinate people. Yeah, whatever. Or I don't even fucking know how society works, so it's really gray anyway. No. The one good character. That's what I get for not being an evil drow. Same outcome.
Well, I mean, you know, you're not dead, so.
Or that's the bar now. Not being dead.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's kind of the bar. It's only uphill from here, Nedy. Don't even worry. All right, perfect. So here we go. As you're leaving, the Duke will holler out one more thing towards the party, and it's just oh yes, Baron, fix it. You do need to come back for an official ceremony sometime in a month. You have 30 days, 10 days. I'm not sure when, but perhaps when things calm down a little bit for you. It sounds like you will be quite busy for a while.
Yes, my liege.
Music to my ears. Wonderful. I can't wait to tell the other nobility that we have a dragonborn noble.
What is it with this place and dragonborn?
As I leave the throne room and turn the corner, I'm gonna start foaming at the mouth and probably pass out.
Okay.
What?
All right. So
wait. What?
So Fix-It passes out, and you just see like Hidebreaker just kind of stops and looks at him, and he just looks at Friggs and Allie, and he like squeezes both of your arms gently with his hands, like both of you, like your biceps of each of you, and he's just like, I'll carry him. He just
on the way out, I will send one last message to Count.
All right.
Without seeing their faces, I can't fully confirm they were low scars, just so you're aware, the tattoos were new.
Okay, you look at the response. Do you know how new? Are you inferring that they were false?
I'll send another message. What'd you say? It was probably maybe a week.
No, so it was the ink is still black, like very new, so it could be weeks.
I'll reply with could be weeks. That is my inclination. I'll see if I can.
Actually, have you roll a medicine check.
Okay. I will use a point because this is
Okay. You can use a point of inspiration, and that will be a +2 to
Cool.
the roll.
that makes it a 3.
Got it. Could be weeks, could be months, could be 10 minutes.
Could be weeks. It's not a hard tattoo to fake.
Yeah. There.
I'll follow, see if I can find anything else out.
All right. The Duke is just like, all right. You're just like. On the bright side, it's not a fumble, so he's not like gonna totally dismiss you or anything. But
Thank God for inspiration.
thank God for the inspiration. It cancels out the fumble effect. You still fail, but hey, at least it's not a fumble. All right. Yeah. So
Hey,
party.
Allie, can you have Nox follow those golden mantles that were with us or in the room?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
As you guys are walking, walking towards the exit, walking the opposite direction of you, towards the throne room, is that vendor from outside when you guys were in line, the one that brought in the carriage that was covered. And he just kind of looks
Don't
at you
do it.
and he just like
Don't
winks.
do it.
He's
Don't
like,
do it.
He just keeps walking.
What? What did that mean?
All right. And you guys go toward the exit. Hidebreaker's waiting for you at the entrance, carrying Fix-It. He's got him slumped over his shoulder. So, where are we going?
What?
Where am I taking him? I don't want to carry him all day. I have things to do. So, where should I take him? Oh, he's awake. And it just, like, drops you off the ground. He doesn't put you down. He just, like, rolls you off the shoulder.
Thank you, Hidebreaker.
All right. All right, 3 of you. Well, congratulations on the promotion.
What?
I hope that we can achieve great things here in Port Gadgerton together, now that we're brothers in arms.
What?
Well, I uphold the law, you uphold the law. In a greater sense, the greater law. I uphold the city law. We're all upholding laws. See? We're all the walls now. We are the walls that protect the citizens.
Yeah. Oh. I'll just turn to Nox. I'll just look at Nox and like mentally tell him to wait.
He puts his hand into like the
Somewhere
center of
safe.
you guys. He puts his hand into the center of you guys, like waiting for you guys to. He's like, put your hands in. Come on.
Yeah.
What? I'll put
He's
my
just-
probably significantly daintier hand to it.
Yep. And then he just looks at then he looks at Friggs, waiting for Friggs to put his hand in the circle.
I just roll my eyes into it just so we can be done with this conversation.
He's all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Law. And then he runs off in the direction. He's just
Ow.
gone. Just runs towards the barracks. He stops about halfway there, and he's all, oh wait, I have to escort you out. Come on, get out.
Oh. What?
And he's
What
pointing at
just
the main
happened?
gate. He's like, get out.
Yeah, at least starts walking just. What just happened?
Someone has a gift of inspiration for you, Friggs.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Nice. All right.
Let's
All right,
Move
party.
on.
All right, party. Absorb information. What is your next step?
Well, first Ellie's gonna tell Nox to wait somewhere safe and then follow the people.
What
that
people?
Friggs wanted her
Oh.
to him have. Briggs wanted Ali to send Nox to follow the
The silver, the
yeah.
guards, the Gilden Mantles members. Okay.
So Nox shall just wait somewhere like in a tree or so where it's shady.
All right.
And I'll give him a piece of pancake beforehand. I'll tell him he can have he can have all the rest of the pancake once he's done that.
He seems
Knox
cooperative.
can
So
have
I'm
all
gonna
the
have-
treats if you can be my aerial spy.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to clean that up later. So that's gonna be fun. But like, and then like the moment we're outside, like at a couple steps away from
Mhm.
that madness, Ali's gotta turn around to fix it and freaks. Why did you not tell me? Why did you not tell me? What?
Now let's see. Let's break this down. You disappeared. You came back with people that were sketchy and untrustworthy to tell things to or around. I got kidnapped. Found you guys. Went straight to the lair of those douchebags. Made it out and then got back into town.
We ate pancakes. We had like an hour of pancake eating and like conversations where you could have told me at least a hint, something.
That's fair. And to be honest, I was hoping I would have more time to say something to Wheatflow or get in an audience with the Count, the Duke, before they just arrested you immediately, so that was not part of the plan.
What plan?
To be fair,
I
there really
just-
wasn't one. It's not something I like.
That could have gone incredibly wrong.
Could have.
Yeah. No. You two might not
wanted to
have
say my
anything that you're living for. I don't know. But I have things. I have family. This can't happen.
Well, on account, I have you.
Well, that almost didn't happen anymore.
What happens
After.
to you happens to me.
And you got
I
me.
I
with all the
trusted.
support of a Baron can give.
All the support a Baron can give. That's right. Yeah, you guys have a Baron now in your
Oh
party.
my god, yeah.
He's low nobility, but low, but still he's nobility.
I do intend to milk that title of yours for all it is worth. Trust me.
And essentially, you guys have also been given, because of this new experimental group, you guys this document that shows that you are agents, the agents of Ambermane, that you guys have a lot of like influence over legal entities, right? Guards, that kind of thing. Like you will have access to inventories now, to more weapons, more armors you guys can buy or rent. There's like certain stashes of weapons that are specialized, like magic weapons sometimes, magic armors, potions, all kinds of things that they're going to give to you. And also you can very cheaply hire backup for any mission that you feel necessary. So you guys have a lot of
I'm sorry
power.
for not telling you, but the time that we were in getting pancakes, my mind was occupied with Ridley. It was not a good time.
And I'm gonna grab Fixit and Friggs's hand, both hands. I'm gonna hold them tight and just no more secrets, okay? If there's something important like this, we're gonna tell each other, all right? Promise?
Starting now.
Also, can I get a con save from each of you?
God damn it.
Oh yeah. Can I use my inspiration for Nox, by the way?
No.
Shit.
I'm using one because I hate the heat.
I'm using one, but
Cool.
I
Well,
don't
that is
want it.
not good.
This is gonna be great.
Gonna be horrible. And Nox's con save is oh god. Oh no.
I guess I could have just revealed this to you guys. You could hit the button. That would have saved you. Wow. Hey, fix it. You really don't want to burn today.
Are
Holy-
you fucking kidding me?
Nox is not 20'd his save. Nox is he flies through the air and he imagines himself to be a phoenix right now.
And he is midnight black, so he'll feel like a phoenix. He'll feel like burning alive.
And he feels great.
And what I'm done. That's it. Done with the ND.
You guys see Fix it huddled in a corner somewhere.
What are the other 2 rolls? I don't see your guys. Oh, there. Oh, you guys.
I used
Friggs,
the point for mine for what it's worth.
you did. Well, so I showed you in the chat what the con save is. It's a 10. It's in the chat right there. So with that point of inspiration that you spent, that puts you up to a 7, which is lower than Allie's. So, unfortunately, for
You know, I'll even do this. Hold on. Because I'm an ice Nazi. Now it's worse.
He rolled with this. So Friggs is an ice genasi, a custom character, right? And so he's all, it's hot, so I'll roll with disadvantage, and rolls even worse than he did before.
You're welcome. CJ.
Oh my god. Okay, so with that, Alan Ray and Nyx Friggs Caligo, you are both level 1 exhaustion, please. Add them to your
This is
characters.
cold. Just wait till it's cold.
Yeah, great.
You can
Can't
thank this was Gonza's reroll, so you can thank Gonza for the scorching heat today.
You know, Gonza, after that, he gave me a disadvantage for my next roll. He really went, I want her to have disadvantage.
Oh wait, yeah, did you roll with disadvantage right now? Let's see if you not won it. We haven't used it yet. I've been waiting for this. All right, cool. Roll with disadvantage. Disadvantage.
No, but I
that
made
was
it
so close.
worse.
You did make it worse, but it wasn't in that one. All right. Too bad. That would have been 2 points of exhaustion. Okay,
I
so
rolled a nat 20 from a fucking -1 con save owl.
Now he can get me information better.
yeah, Nox is essentially going to gain almost like a temporary resistance to fire damage.
Midnight black. In scorching.
Yeah, he's absorbing all of the sun's rays.
He's solar powered? Wow, that's modern.
As we're walking. Since we're on the topic of no secrets. Lowscars still kind of want me back, and I'm not going back lightly. So just be ready for that encounter in the future. Also, Ridley is my ex, so be ready for that too.
Your ex?
he's all, well, I guess we're not keeping secrets. Well, here's everything.
Well, what I'm imagine happening is we run into this encounter and all that shit's revealed. It's like, what happened to No More Secrets?
As you say the first half of it, Ali's like, I will, you know me, I will protect you two with everything I have. And as you say the second one, she's just, your ex what? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Huh.
Yep.
Oh. Questionable judgment, huh?
Damn, I'm gonna give a player point of inspiration because of that burn. That was, and Friggs, I think you might have another point of exhaustion because that was hot. You are on fire. No, I'm just kidding. But but Friggs, you have been given inspiration. 2 points of inspiration to you, my friend, from MPM. Thank you, MPM.
Not the best judgment, but shit happens.
Let's go eat.
It really does wait, we just... again? But we have things to do. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna... Look, and I keep walking while just turning a slight direction. It's like, how are we gonna manage all of that? I need to deliver the grapes. CJ, how far away from the city is the plains where I know that my patron resides?
So your patron resides in a mountain.
Yep.
Far.
Great.
Well, not everything here is plains. There's mountain towards the center of because you guys are on the coast, and so the mountains here in this region are towards the west northwest, so mostly west, but a little bit up.
How far away?
It's gonna be I guess you would know, wouldn't you?
No, I probably wouldn't know from where I almost died, or God knows, to where I am now.
Yeah. Walking, it's going to be 8 days.
Horse? Guesstimating?
Horse is half the
Half?
time.
Okay, so to deliver the grapes, that's like eight days, but that doesn't work. Then we're not back on time for the other bandits.
Well, you guys
So
don't know
we
where
would
the
have
other
to do
bandits
that
are.
first. Yeah,
You
but they
guys
gave us a 10-day.
Yeah, and you guys have no information about the bandits right now. Like, you don't know.
So we have to.
You know the name. Other than
We
that,
have to try.
you guys have to find out information. Asking in the city is
then-
probably a good place to do it. So figure out who to ask.
So then we have to do that first, but that might take all the whole 10 days, and that would then mean that that would be 18 days until I could get to my patron, which she does not want to wait that long. So
I mean, he's given you a 10-day. You guys could finish it. Like, you guys could literally leave today, accidentally find them based on information you have, and then, like, just be done today. Just depends on the information you get.
oh,
The 10 days is the
where's this
limit,
voice
not-
coming from.
It's not an
As
estimation.
we're-
Shut up.
As we're walking through town,
Yep.
I would like to keep an eye out for some sort of what I may be able to use as a, for lack of a better word, criminal contact to maybe glean information on these bandits.
Okay.
Also, that was Emron's something.
Yep,
Like, he looked so much like him.
We've met him.
I think that was. Wait, what? Oh,
Yeah, so they know.
just happened.
Oh,
Hey, Allie, earmuffs for me really quick.
What?
Do this.
Oh, why? Oh, okay.
Just do it. Hey, Mr. Baron,
yes.
do you think you might have immunity
me.
from burning down a warehouse?
What have I
Just
done?
casual walk and talk as I told Allie to earmuffs while I say that.
What have I done? Viewers, help me.
I'm gonna put a safe bet on no.
Damn. Okay. I'll look to Allie's like, you can put your hand.
Huh? All right.
But I do have a knack of doing things I'm not supposed to do.
So, by the way, all of this, I did find some information on a possible place to find my mom. We just have to find out where exactly it is, because I only have an address. I don't really know my way around here. So I'll pull out the paper and show the address. I don't think we'll find that on the map somewhere, so we might have to find someone local who knows their way around. Oh, we could have probably asked Tidebreaker. He's long gone, is he?
Oh, Highbreaker ran off, yeah.
Mm.
Once he got you guys outside the gate, he took off towards probably the Goldamanto Guild.
Should probably.
Oh yeah, he has an Anglosaurus now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be happy. He's gonna roast that or something. So, I don't know. We should probably sort what we have to do. Because I have to. And I mean, it sounds weird, but I have to deliver these grapes. It's really important.
Okay. Say no more.
And
We'll do it.
And also, I want to check out the address, because that might just be if not all, if not anything else, it's information. You know, if Eris was still alive, he might know something. You know, the one, the drow that you accidentally...
Yep, I remember.
Uh-huh.
I'm like half listening and like keeping an eye out for this criminal contact.
Basically, he seemed to have had some information, and there was supposed to be a meeting, and I'm not sure. I just, so that if we could check that out, if we can manage that, because I really need to find her, especially with everything that's been going on.
Right.
I started this journey because I had a bad feeling it's gotten worse. It's gotten way worse. And then we also have to find those bandits. And
Yep, I'm currently working on that one right now.
Oh. And I think that's all of my... I don't know what you guys have for. So how do we sort this?
A great question that we'll leave for next week, you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
You're welcome.
We have so many developments this episode. Alan Ray is alive. She is the first parolee. She is trying out this. She has been given parole, so which is a new concept here in this empire. So you know, she is essentially like trying to pay off her debt to society, if you will, right? So we have the agent Allie on parole. We have Baron Six Fixit has now been ascended to nobility with his own little plot of land that he has to upkeep, take care of, and will benefit from. And we have, well, Frigg's doing Frigg stuff as always, finding ways to manipulate the system and his newfound authority. So we'll see what he can muster up using these new powers within his bounds, right? So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and follow us here on Twitch. You can subscribe. That helps out the channel a lot. Amazon Prime is a really good way to go ahead and support us here for free. You guys can also follow us on Twitter for any updates to episodes, schedules, or anything going on. It's a crit with 3 T's on Twitter. And if you want to catch up on older episodes of this campaign, Into Anterium, then which is now 10 a.m. Pacific time, you can check it out on YouTube. And you can also check out our other show. It's a short story campaign, only going up to a maximum of 20. It's getting close to the end now, guys. Feywild Follies, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific time. You can also catch up on the previous episodes over on YouTube. If you guys have some free time, come hang out with us on Wednesday. And if not, we'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Goodbye.